Ethan.
Sweet. Yeah, just to come back from game one loss and win a series, just what did you learn about your team from the series this weekend?
Yeah, I'm just really proud of how the weekend played out and how we responded from Friday. I told him in the circle, the weekend played out exactly how it needed to for us to grow and for us to be better coming out of it. And so we needed Friday in that as well. And just to see them answer from Friday yesterday and just like a really like back and forth, a lot of punches, just kind of controlling our emotions to then come out today and just really control the game and be really decisive. I love the character they showed. I loved the mindset that they showed, and I'm just really proud of them.
I'll ask about Robin in a second, but it's fresh on my mind from that last inning. Is there a better shortstop in the country than Tally Riho defensively?
Well, you know what? No, I mean, come on. She was everywhere. She saved the game last night with a diving stop. I mean, the plays she made in those last couple innings. I mean, she's elite. She's elite. But Ethan, you ask me, I think every one of our players is the best. So do I think there's a better one? No. And I'm not biased at all.
Yeah, just asking about Robin. It felt like for her getting ahead in counts today against that lineup was really important. I'd have to think against Georgia, just not letting them get in hitters counts is critical.
Yeah, they're a really aggressive team. They mean it every time they swing. You feel them every time they swing, and I for her to kind of leave Friday where it was, but also know that although she didn't have her best stuff, it's not like they were all over her on Friday. I mean, at the end of the day, they hit two balls hard. And so just kind of knowing, sometimes that's the game and sometimes that's just how it falls and not giving it more weight than she needed. And to come out today and just really trust her stuff. I mean, her stuff was working really well, executed the game plan really, really well, trusted her changeup in big counts and also trusted her defense. And the defense behind her today was outstanding.
Last one I'll ask is just what did you like better today from the lineup against Rolling? Seeing her again.
Well, we controlled our zone so much better, and I think that was the biggest takeaway from Friday is, hey, they're giving us freebies and we're not taking them. We're stretching, we're getting outside ourselves, and so it's just really controlling our zone and knowing what we're hunting. That was the biggest thing more than anything off rolling.
Next question.
Coach, talk a little bit about LA and just big moments. First pitch, new pitcher coming in and was just clutch.
I mean, she was clutch all weekend. I don't know what her final numbers were. I know going into today, her OPS on the weekend was like 2,500, so just absurd. And she's just seeing it really well. She's made for that moment. She's made for that moment. So just, in that bases loaded and the new pitcher is going to want to try to pop a strike in there. I think she had kind of taken a lot of first pitch strikes, and that's what you just never know what you're going to get with Ella. She makes her mind up, and on that she was obviously right on time, ready to put a good swing on it. And yeah, she was huge for us all weekend, but that was such a big moment for us on the weekend.
And Robin mentioned getting to come in. Robin mentioned getting to come in last night and kind of set a new course, helped her. Did you feel that too?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the maturity that we've seen Rob have. Her competitiveness and her maturity is just knowing that, really Friday, it just didn't really go our way. And it wasn't typically her, but also it's not like they got on her. And so just like really trusting her stuff and trusting her game plan. And I think that's the piece that we've seen so much growth in Rob is she wants the ball in the big moment. She wants the ball when the game's on the line. And that could be said for last night when we're like, okay, hey, one run game, two outs, we got to dig in on a hitter that's really hot. And then today when it's like, it's the rubber match, it's all about toughness. And Georgia has an elite offense. And so we're going to have to counter that. And she wants the ball. And so there's just so much to be said for that, of just wanting the ball in the big moment for your team.
And I guess you've got Missouri State tomorrow and then away series this weekend. Talk about how y'all have been so good on the road and how this tomorrow's game kind of lead into the weekend.
Yeah, well, we'll focus on the weekend after we get, if we get on the other side of Missouri State. And I think that's the big thing is this weekend was long and draining, and there was a lot of emotions, and there was and so when you get to tomorrow, we can't lose focus, and we have to kind of put away the physical tiredness, the mental tiredness, and just show up and compete, and then we'll focus on going on the road. In Alabama, it's just one of the toughest places to play. We're typically good on the road. Historically, this is a different team too. We just have to be really, really good at what we do, and not let the environment get bigger, and us just focus on being where our feet are.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Eric?
Yeah. I want to speak about Peyton. I know it was last night's game, but her relief appearance, I thought, helped change the momentum of this series coming in for Cam there. Just talk about her and this pitching staff and the trust in having her getting the ball there in relief to kind of slow down that Georgia offense at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think her outing last night was everything that we needed. And for Peyton, I know that I've talked about it quite a bit, the start of the year for her, she's been battling so much with illness. And so just for her to never lose her edge, like she's a competitive beast. Like she never lost her edge, and she just stayed the course to let her game come back to her. And there's still a little bit more out there. I think we know that, but she just wants to battle for her team. And so last night we saw a lot of hard work come through, a lot of, feeling better. But that changed the course of our weekend. You're exactly right. The outing, the intensity, the competitiveness, the just wanting to dig in against a really good team and fight for her team was huge.
You brought Robin in to close last night and gave her the ball today. She said that last night actually gave her momentum into today's game. What did you see from her today that just lights out and such a complete contrast from Friday?
Well, again, I don't feel like Friday was as bad as I guess we've kind of played it up to be, or like it's kind of been talked about. They only hit 2 balls hard. And so when you kind of look at the facts and look at like where it got away, we have control over that. We have control over that. And so getting the ball last night in a really big moment, one, she's built for that. She's worked her butt off to embrace that moment and be confident in that moment. But just going out there and having the emotional regulation that she had to execute her pitches in a really high leverage situation was so huge. And then today, she pitched every day. And so that's really physically wearing and can mentally be wearing. And today it was just the conviction of executing the plan and trusting her stuff, knowing that when her stuff is good, her stuff is better. And so just that mindset shift of just like wanting to be on the attack, wanting to make sure they earned everything that they got, and really dealing her defense. And so we saw that today with her location was so much sharper. Her spins were sharper. She was landing her change so much better. And that's really the separator for her is just really trusting her spin. She attacked both sides of the plate really well. She attacked low, she attacked high. And when she can throw that multi-level rise with the changeup, she's really filthy. And that's what we saw from her today.
Brindley it seems like it's now a surprise when she doesn't get on base. Just speak to her and her maturity and moving her up, obviously, in the top of the lineup there.
Yeah, it surprises me when she doesn't get on base too, which is exactly why you move her up. And just, when we have so many tools to work with, she's getting on base. She's earning everything she's getting. She makes them throw it in the zone. When it shows up in the zone, she takes a hack. So she's just getting on. She got a lot of free passes. I don't know what she got this weekend, but she has such a good eye. She's like Jimmy Kramer was here, and she's like, that's like Jimmy, like she's not going to stretch her zone. She's going to mean it when she swings. And so getting her up there in front of Ella and then putting Ko in a more of a situation where she could drive in runs. We have a lot of tools. And so I still don't think that we've found where we're going to land. But when we have the tools, we still have to find the right usage of those. And today really worked with Bryn setting the table for Ella.
And then Ella delivers grand slam back-to-back days. You get grand slams. How important? I know you've emphasized this, and I know DJ well enough where he emphasizes hitting with runners on base, delivering, getting productive outs, but also delivering hits, delivering knockout punch. How pleased are you against the talented Georgia staff to do that really the whole series? Yeah,
really pleased. Obviously, those are it's such a powerful game now, and it's such an offensive game that home runs are going to happen. And when you score multiple runs on home runs, it's such a dagger. And And so, yeah, it's really huge, having those at bats, getting those timely hits. I think that we still walk away from the weekend thinking, gosh, we left a lot of runners on base, but we also had big hits in those moments, and we can't get them every time. And I know that there's still more out there for us of just being really in the moment and not making that moment too big. But yeah, I when you look at T's swing yesterday, you said that about P, but T's swing and the combination with Peyton, that's what turned the corner for us. One, loading the bases by not stretching our zone, and then T making them bring it in because we weren't going to chase and putting a good swing on it. That changed the course of our offensive weekend. And so I'm just really proud of him for, across the board. Obviously those grand slams are huge. We need every run that we're going to get in this game. It's crazy. But really just staying the course and making the adjustments that we need to find a way to win a really, really tough series.
My last question, I'll let you go after this. What did you learn about this group here? You answered every punch Georgia had. You responded right back. It was a heck of a back and forth series. What did you learn about this group moving forward?
This group's tough. And I think that what we learned, we needed Friday. I know that it probably sounds crazy, but we needed the weekend to play out how it was to see the character of this team and how we're going to respond, because that's what this conference is all about, but that's what this game's going to be, especially as we get deep into the postseason, is we're going to take punches. Like other teams are going to throw some big punches, and how are we going to respond to that? And just seeing the resilience of our team, the answer of the team, I just feel like we grew so much as a group this weekend, and I just am really proud of them. Things are going to continue to get hard. This weekend got harder after Friday, and we rose our level and just leaned into each other so much more. And so I'm just proud of their toughness. I'm proud of their resilience. I'm really proud of their collectiveness altogether.